And I'm going to hand you over to Puddin.
Holy baloney. Guys, that was an intense race we just saw at WWT or Gateway. Noko takes the first race of the points. Up here in the booth, Robbie, Arch, MP Broofer, Puddin. Guys, we're going to Vegas. We're going to a mile and a half. We're going to a completely different style track. This race is going to be called the Trout Fishing 150. Everybody's going to be fishing for some trout, it sounds like, guys. You're going to go from a tight corner to a little bit of a draft. Well, should I say a little bit or a lot of it, guys? What do you guys think? How does the draft going to come into effect?
A lot. But here's the thing. Once you get up to someone's bumper on that draft, it affects how your car handles. Your car will be, it will make your car so tight that sometimes you'll overdo it and it pushes you right up into the wall. So it's a good thing to draft, but at the same time, it could be a bad thing.
Arch?
Well, first off, you're making me hungry with the bologna and the trout and everything, but other than that, man, I think the draft's going to play big key. A lot of guys are going to get that draft. They're going to make moves in these corners. Let's just hope they make the right moves and the right decisions, and there's a little bit of patience along with that draft, because that draft will give you a good head of steam going into a corner.
Robbie, we just heard from one of our cup racers. We're going to leave him unnamed. Tempers are a little bit frustrated. They're not going to necessarily be flaring, but there's a little frustration from that last race at Vegas. Robbie, do you see any payback is going to be coming?
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping the Vegas race is going to be what it should be, and that's awesome racing. 3 wide it is possible. I know these guys can hold their line, top, middle, and bottom, and I'm hoping they've got themselves composed. Words are exchanged and everything's sorted, and looking forward to some interesting racing, and let's do it for Trout.
Yep,
We
that's
do
right.
not get anything but fantastic racing here in the one and only. Come on, guys, all at one time, Giggity Racing League. We don't get anything but great racing. We're not saying we're not all friends, because we all are friends. This is a giant family. But it's alright to be upset with your friends every now and then. Just take a deep breath. Woo-saw. You went from a difficult track to, I wouldn't say Vegas is super difficult, but strategy is going to come more into play here.
Clarity
can
and
be,
car
yeah.
control.
Right. I will give y'all guys an update from the last race on the daily life supplant. Was first with a 31.9, Smitty third, Titans fourth, Noco fifth, Checkmate sixth, and then K-Mac 10th. So them guys on sliders pretty much, a lot of them got on the daily on sliders, not even a custom setup.
That doesn't surprise me, though. If you switch across to the daily, the weekly, or even the all-time leaderboard, not everybody, but most everybody on there, is very recognizable from Giggity Racing League guys because, well, they're fast, they're consistent at all tracks. We're going to Vegas, and what do you think is a main key factor to focus on as a driver here, Robbie?
Definitely the draft. You're going to want to pick up the draft as much as possible. Focus on your line, hit your marks every time, and if you find one of your teammates, work with them. Because 2 cars go faster than one. Race the racetrack, not the driver.
Well said.
Arch, sometimes it is what he just said. It's very difficult. You're coming up on somebody. You know you're faster. You want to make that pass, Arch. You might want to go high. You might want to go low. What do you do though to maintain your composure to pass that person? Because this is a very passable track.
It's very passable, and there's a lot of wide open lanes, and that's the thing about it, is that's what gets a lot of guys in trouble, is that they have so much room, and you're not really able to predict what the other drivers are going to do. I think turn 2 is going to be a real key spot to watch on the first couple opening laps. A lot of guys tend to get loose off there, so that could be our problem spot today in this race.
Our man, part of DSR, MP Roofer, what's your favorite line to run around here at Vegas? There's a couple different lines to get that good drive.
If you notice, if you've ever raced Vegas, there's two white lines all the way around the track, and if you can keep your car in between them two white lines, it's kind of like the middle groove pretty much. You'll notice when we start the broadcast of the race, you know, when you'll see them out there on the track. It's really hard for anybody to pass you because you're in the middle, and it's just the fastest way around the track.
My personal side here, guys, I've told you once, I've told you twice, and I don't like to keep saying this. I'm a high, wide, and handsome person. Sometimes that doesn't always work. We'll start with Arch, we'll go to Robbie, and then we'll go to Ruther. There's two lines on this track. Would you want to go high or do you want to go low when you're in clean air by yourself? What's your preferred line? Go ahead.
Well, it depends on if I'm trying to gain ground on the guy in front of me or if I'm just trying to maintain. Because if I'm trying to maintain and save my equipment, I'm going to run a higher line. But if I'm trying to make ground on the guy in front of me later on in the race, I love that low line. You can gain a lot of ground and a lot of speed as long as you keep your rotation going through that corner and not have to lift too much. So, for me, it's the inside line.
Great ass back from a great driver, Robbie.
A lot of people see me do this already, and that is I ride the high line during stages 1 and 2, get a feel for my car, and then stages 3 is when I ride the high line for most of the race, saving my tyres, and then I start bringing it down and start hitting my racing line. I'll go low 1 and 2, and then I sit sort of mid to low on 3 and 4, and then I'll come out nice and wide on 4, and then get my run for the front stretch.
I think a lot of people have this question for you, Roofer. You are one of those silent but deadly and super fast type of people. You can run most any line when it needs to be. At the end of the race, you're always making a name for yourself. We've seen you get some stage wins, even in the Cup races earlier this year. At Vegas, how would you race this track?
Patience, man. I'm not a really good qualifier. That's why season 4 with the new qualifying thing and all that, it's kind of got me worried. Because, I mean, a lot of the times I start 15th because it don't matter to me because I set my car up for the
Sorry
long
to just
run.
cut you off, Rufo. I know it keeps happening to you during every broadcast, and I am so
It's
sorry.
okay,
But I
bud.
just got a blue screen. Just a reminder for those watching: when we blue screen, we
Are we
can't hear
going?
the other broadcasters.
Join.
So Noko is going to try to go for the back-to-back. He did a
double.
well of a job. The cleanest guy out there, but he really didn't. You know, he was up front the whole time. You know, he didn't have to really race too hard. You know, but let's see if he can pull it off. I know he's trying to really hard for Trout. But the other guys are too. You know, everybody wants to win. It's so hard to get a win here in Giggity that it's everybody wants one. But at the same time, you can't take playoff drivers out trying to get one.
We are going not 10, not 20, not 50, not 70 laps, guys. We're going 134 laps at Vegas. Not super technical, but at the same time, you can get a little mundane if you get comfortable. You never want to get comfortable, as we see that black 37 of Trout, not Trout, but Noko pulling from the Trout car, pulling right out front, guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Kay Larson's definitely staying close to him as we go through that trial. We're heading down into 1 as we got a lot of guys trying to fight for a little bit of ground.
Because I'm actually on Noko's onboard, and if you see on his onboard, he's going right between them white dotted lines. That's pretty much it's showing you on the track, you know, the optimal way around, you know.
That's something you brought up in pre-race there too, Rupert. Yeah, those white dotted lines. We see Kay Larson back here in that cool-looking white and blue 8 car, sitting there back there in second. And look who's to the high side of him in that black and gold deuce. Mill.
This is going to be a really close race. I know the other night when we were running on customs, I believe Noko, he had the pole with like I want to say like a 29.2, but the very last qualifier was a 29, 3.9. So everybody, the whole field on customs was separated by like a tenth and a half. So it's probably going to be even tighter here in sliders as you see the 9 already in the wall. overdrove the corner and it bit him.
That's going to come back to bite him hard because, like what Robbie Arch and you, Roofer, brought up in the pre-race, the draft heroes, it is in effect. Not as much as a super speedway, but it is a very variable aspect of this race. So let's see if he can come back. He's got 2 more stages, plenty of laps to get there, guys. But no-go taking that 37 right back out front. Titans to the outside. There's 3 different lines. Look at that, 3 different lines being run here on 1 and 2, guys. This is crazy racing by the elite of Giggity Racing.
Yeah. So you'll get a run on that guy. You'll see. I think that's what happened with the 9. He got that big draft, and you're going 3, 4, 5 mile an hour than you are when you're by yourself, and you're not prepared for that. And your car just gets tighter and tighter, and if you don't let off enough, you're just going to slide right up into the wall. So we're going to see, if people are prepared for that. And like I said, 134 laps, patience. Patience is going to be key.
We're following along right now. At least I'm sitting on board with Keith Taddy, our fearless leader, our CEO, the man in charge. He's running that not super low line, not super high lines, run right there in the middle. Keith Taddy's going to make a run for the lead, the guys. Slowly. We've seen what he can do in super speedways. Let's see if we can do it a mile and a half.
Yeah, I believe.
I was thinking Buckall was going to make it 3 wide for a second. It was scaring me. Sorry, guys.
No, you're all right. I believe Tatty has this strategy. It's sort of well known. For the first couple of stages, he'll sit at the back, and what he'll do is just pick them off one by one. He normally waits until they're all lined up, got single file, and then start picking them off when they start making mistakes.
Yep.
Picking up people is a great aspect there. Yeah, go ahead, Roofer. I'm just going to say real quick that picking people off one by one, though, that's all that's doing is racing with each other. You're letting that Black 37 Noco get to the front. Go ahead, Roofer. I apologize, sir.
Well, I just noticed, guys like Teddy, guys like Robbie and myself, we kind of wait till the string's out and everyone gets single file, and hopefully they make a mistake and pick one guy off at a time. You never see us be forcing it 3 wide, 4 wide. We'll be the ones that back out, and that's really I don't know our style of racing. Not everybody has that same style, but it's nice when everybody gives you the same respect on a track that you give them. When you're one of those guys that give a lot of respect.
Talking about sitting back and getting composure and figuring out what everybody else is going to do. I'm riding along with the one and the only, the RKM, the nickname giver. That's his new nickname. He gives everybody nicknames. RKM back here in this beautiful 18 car. He's sitting back. Let's see what happens. He's got plenty of laps, plenty of stages, but I think he's starting to play it a little bit slow. But RKM could definitely be one to be watched out for tonight, though. Noco is still out strong.
Yeah, I believe that RKM's actually running on the wheel as well. He's not long had the wheel, so he's going to get a feel for this track. I'm not sure how many laps he's actually turned here. But just behind RKM, we have Checkmate Taylor in the number 9. It seems he's going to be running that high line I was just telling you guys about earlier.
Ooh, they're almost 3 wide behind Titans here for third place.
Car through the grass, doing a little bit of John Deere action. The 42 spins around, so does the 3.
Oh. Are we going to have a caution?
No caution. It doesn't appear to be so.
But Wicked Gatekeeper and the... Wow, yeah, they're way back here now. Just getting back up to speed even. That's going to hurt them. They better work together to try to stay on this lead lap until the end of the stage.
Yeah, don't look like they're working right now. Gaston's still running side by side.
Yeah, see, that's not that very. They need to line up in a line because they're going to make 3 or 4, 5 mile an hour faster if they line up and draft with each other instead of staying side by side.
Yeah, we see that, but we're not sure what happened with them guys, so we don't know if it's product of hard racing or if somebody made a move that they weren't too happy about. But we'll definitely keep checking in with these guys and see how they progress as we get closer to the end of the stage.
Maybe I'm going to make a little joke to RKM because he gives me so much grief all the time. But RKM, man, if you were in an American car, I think you'd be a lot faster. Not some Toyota. That's just me saying that. This is a little grief giving back to RKM. Ron Morgan's a great guy, guys.
Yeah, sorry, I was just watching this battle back here with Flirting with Disaster and the 3 car, but I see the 9 actually caught up with the RKM, and he's trying to get around him, but I believe that I would just kind of draft off of him right now. He's just kind of forcing the issue. So if I was RKM, I would just kind of let him have it and maybe draft off of him, and so not take. That's exactly what RKM did too.
Looks like Titans in that 19 car goes way high. Mills following behind that 88 car right there behind that 00 car, guys. Man, oh man, he hasn't lost anything. That is impressive. This is not a track where the high line has been known to be quote-unquote dominant, and for Titans up there in that 19 car to hold on tight, man, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it definitely is, and surprised that he has lost all 3 of these positions as Buck finally gets past him to gain the 2nd spot. But these guys are definitely racing hard as they're getting ready to dive down into this next corner.
Mills takes that black and gold Mustang on the inside. He says, hey, we're here for a reason. They're going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. They're going to hopefully work together, because that's the only way, in my opinion, at this track, you don't want to race against each other like you don't at a lot of tracks, but you want to get into a single file line, pull in behind each other, and see if you can catch the group in front of you, in this case, the 1 car.
Yeah, this is a hornet's nest back here for second, boy.
I've got to say though, guys, you know, compared to Gateway, I'd just like to say now, welcome to Giggity Racing League's Cup drivers. I mean, this, you know, pack of 4 here. We've got the 19 of Titans.
Backstretch, guys. He smashed the wall hard. Sorry to cut you off, but he nailed the wall.
Yeah, he's in big trouble.
And we've got the 19 of K-Mac 19. He's actually on pit road. It looks like he might be done for the day with some terminal failures.
I was just gonna say it looks like he's taking that forward to the trail. A beautiful paint scheme, and that's unfortunate for K-Mac. Good call there, Art. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, flirting with disaster is barely going. I think he was waiting for everyone to get around before he jumped back up on the track. But I would go straight to pit road if I had that much aero damage at a track like this. And he's gonna stay out. I would have had to have went and fixed my damage myself.
RJ Smitty holds strong right behind Kate Taddy. They said, we're going to go single file. We're going to try to make it look. Kate Taddy goes just a little bit high. RJ Smitty to the inside, excuse me. They pull right back single file again. But I believe these 3 cars are going to try to, looks like, apparently, they're going to get into a single file line and track those guys down in front of them. But Kate Taddy and that strong Toyota makes a run. Kate Taddy's always one to be a force to reckon with. We've seen him at super speedways on a custom setup. Boys and girls, I'm going to start calling him the SR71 of custom setups, because that boy can fly.
I'll tell you what Noko is doing right now all by himself with no draft help is really impressive, you know.
RKM Giggity's on the pit road, guys.
If they're on 3 times wear, tires are going to go quick. Las Vegas is more abrasive than a lot of people think. K-Taddy just gets loose off, it looked like, or may have got a little push from Smitty and got down in the grass, but he saves it. I do believe they're going to start coming in and getting tires, because it looks like they're getting a little loose off, some of the guys are.
One of the guys you got to keep an eye on for when he runs on old tires is Blakey T in that 88 car. Old Blakey T, I've seen it personally. This man can handle worn-out tires.
Yep.
I just don't know if he's
getting on pit road right now. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
but,
you're fine. Go ahead.
There's a few people on pit road making stops, so we're fixing to come into green flag stops here.
You talk about it, and our leader K-Taddy is now on pit road, trying to get him some 4 fresh rubbers, because it definitely looked like as he made that transition down onto that apron. And guys tend to forget about that. When your tires get worn and you get down on the apron, it's really slick, really slippery, and it's real easy to lose control there. As K-Taddy's car looks like it's getting held up.
That's what we were talking about earlier, Archers. There is different lines to be ran here to concern fuel and tires. But yeah, there are numerous different lines, which we didn't see that much at Gateway. So these guys are definitely pushing every issue. They want to take all their cars to the limit. Every point, every position counts. Because tonight, we are kicking some people out, and we don't want to, but we have to, guys. We have to.
Unfortunately, that's the way the playoffs work. So, we do both. We do old school points and we do playoff points. The Cup, both series are playoff series. But I'm one of them old-fashioned guys. I like the old-school points because it rewards consistency, but so does the playoffs, really, because you get to keep all them playoff. Ooh, as Noko made a mistake and actually got into the wall, he stayed out, and I think that's going to hurt him a little bit because now he's going to have a couple seconds of damage to fix when he gets on pit road. Unless he's able to stretch it somehow. Right.
Yeah, we got two.
Fresh tires.
We got two. Sorry, mate.
No,
go ahead.
Sorry. The 42 has fresh tires, and you're gonna see he's gonna fly by no code. Them fresh tires are so much faster.
Jack is True up there. He's joining in on the YouTube chat. It says when you changed your PSM to Pinky Puddin', guys, we're gonna leave that one irrelevant. Back to you guys there. Thanks a lot, Jackson.
And Noko lets the 42 go around, and he's going to draft off him. But I tell you what, Blakey T has actually made up a lot of grounds on Noko in second place there. I don't know if he's already pitted and trying to get his lap back with fresh tires.
He is so good on little tires, Rupert. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it on 1.5 miles. He is a short track specialist. He does well at road courses. He does well at 1.5 to 2 mile tracks too. Blake T is a well-rounded driver. So let's see what his mind game is. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, for him to stay out, Blake T is very good on little tires.
Well, he's got really good throttle control, and that's the key to it, honestly. I mean, if you're on old tires, the easiest thing to do is get in the gas too hard. You're going to spin it out, and that's one thing you can definitely say about Blakey T. And that's why he's so good at the short tracks, because short tracks are all about throttle control. So, big shout out to Blakey T on being able to control the throttle as well as he does.
Yeah, good point, Arch. That's a really good point. What is y'all's strategy? Let's say, Robbie, when your tires start to get worn and you start getting loose off, or do you try to stay out there, as long as you can, or you say, hey, let me go ahead and get in here before, I total my car,
If I'm riding solo, then yeah, I'll be running it dry and wearing my tyres as far as I can and pushing it as hard as I can. But if I got teammates around me, I'll see what they're doing and we'll have a chat and decide what lap we're going to pit on.
We're just finally coming down pit road now.
Yep, Noko's coming down pit road now. So I don't know if that hands the lead over to Blakey. I'll keep my eye on Blakey. So he's actually saving his tires a lot longer than everybody so far. So like Puddin said, he's really good on them old tires. And on Heat 4, that's a big advantage.
I'm sitting here following Wicked Gatekeeper in that McDonald's 42 car. Wicked Gatekeeper, I don't know if he's pitted or not. I don't think he has, but he is another one that I have witnessed firsthand look real good on old tires. So Blakey T and Wicked Gatekeeper definitely can be a force to be reckoned with if it comes down to strategy tonight on the tires.
Yeah, Wicked, I did see him pit because he was gotten to that early trouble earlier. Remember when him and the 3 got into the trouble? As I believe the 88's coming to pit road right now. Really slow. He may have wore it. He might have been just being conservative getting on pit road, but I think he's out of fuel. Like, he got on pit road so slow. That's going to cost him a lot of time.
As I say, I flipped through the field here. I am seeing some cars with some danger, even Wicked Gatekeeper. This is an aero-sensitive track, so do you take the chance depending upon how bad the damage is, or do you just fix it at all costs no matter what it is because of how sensitive this track can be on aero?
At this track, at 1.5 miles, if I get aero, I'm fixing it. Like last night at Martinsville, I was in 3rd place and spun getting on pit road, so I ended up getting a penalty and had damage to fix, so I ended up not even fixing my damage. So to make it the little as possible of a pit stop time-wise, and it didn't really hurt me too bad because that's such a short track. But a track like this, aero, damage is going to hurt you bad.
Robbie, Arch? Titans just took the lead. We got a secret in-race reporter right there. It looks like Titans just take the lead from that in-race reporter.
Yeah, that mistake Noko made really cost him when he hit that wall, and Titans probably short pitted, and Noko stayed out for 5 or 6 more laps, that
Well,
may probably
definitely.
right.
You got to
But in
think
the
with
long
fresh
run,
tires, you're getting a lot.
right, Noco's going to catch him in the long run, though. It depends on when the end of the stage is, but as you can see, Noco's catching him awfully fast with those 5 or 6.
8 to
Well,
go.
here,
We got 8 to go going this time. Thanks to our in-race reporter guys. If I was them, if you're out there, hang on, Dolly. Run it for everything she's got. Make it to that stage. Get to that pit lane. Get yourself 4 tragedies and a belly full of fuel. Make the adjustments. You get 8 to go at this time at the flag. So probably 7 go.
Noco's catching his draft right now, so I expect within this lap or the next lap, he will be getting around with them pressure tires, and
well,
unless Titans holds him up. Yeah.
he wants some extra points in the playoffs. I mean, every point counts, as we've seen, and this could just add to his continued total.
I'll be honest, Noco's success on sliders has kind of surprised me. I thought he was just a custom setup guy. You know, I always was like, well, Noco's fast because he knows how to make really good custom setups. Well, Noco's proven me wrong. He has done the same thing, you know, on default setups as well. So, you know, the man can just drive.
That was really close, guys.
As we said before, Noco has a couple names. There's Noco and Noco to Coco, man. Or this man is fast on anything you drive it, guys. So let's see how
This is
his
what made
strategy
Noco famous. People trying to pass Noco, and Noco says no was the original what made Noco famous.
I'd love to see
was...
Noco and Blakey T go at it on warm tires because they're both so good at it.
Blakey's gonna have to catch him first. Right now, Titans is the only one that's seems like he's, you know, with that smart call actually of short pitting to make up some, you know. But I believe when everyone gets their adjustments in, you know, now that they got their adjustments in after that first pit stop, the second stage would be a little different. I don't think Noco will be able to run off the way he did in that first stage.
We'll go with Arch real quick, and then we'll jump over to Robbie. Guys, we haven't seen very many caution flags here, so obviously the setup for this run and stage 2, a long run setup, guys. Arch, go ahead.
Well, it's not just that. This track offers a lot more room and a lot of room to recover, and there's a lot of runoff space here. So, I mean, that it plays a big factor into it, and I'm pretty sure, hopefully, after the way that the first race came out, I mean, yeah, it's a mile, but, dude, that's just a big short track in my eyes when I run it. There's always a lot of beating and banging, and but here at Vegas, you get the type of racing that we expected from Giggity and from the drivers that we have in this Cup Series tonight. So it's a good race so far in my eyes.
Yeah, just going from what Arch said, really, I mean, he's just pretty much hit the nail on the head, and I can't really add any more or much more on top of what he said. He said it all, really, and I agree.
Once again, guys, this is Giggity Racing. We are on our second race for Cup Racing tonight. We are points racing. We are international. We've got drivers all the way from Brazil to Australia, England, Canada, all the way up here, dude. We have everything. We have all aspects in Giggity Racing. If you guys think you got what it takes, get a hold of any of us. We'll get you in touch with the right people. Get in the development series. Come prove yourself, and let's see what you guys got. I'm anxious to race with anybody out there who's looking forward to it, especially at Canadian Motorsports Park.
Somebody here in the chat that we haven't seen, Jackson Shoe. That's actually Captain Jack, who's going to be in Cup next year. That's how he got discovered, you know. Ed, though, found him, just like, hey, let's see what you got in the developmental race, and the guy come out there, did really well. Ed signed him. So
Captain Jack, he's fast. He definitely fast.
Captain Jack being one of the guys that we race, as I've said once before, man. I put together a little friendly race on Wednesday nights. Captain Jack being one of those guys. We've started to call it the Giggity Racing Farm League out there, and Captain Jack definitely proved himself. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, like we said earlier.
Blakey T goes through the grass, spinning the head first. I think he said that's the end of the stage. I'm going out with style.
Yeah, let me see if I'm sure I'll have you guys a top 10 here in just a second.
Don't forget, we do have our secret and race reporter. His voice is pretty evident, but he'll give us an update here in just a second.
Well, yeah. Noco in first. Titans in second. Buck in third. Blakey T in fourth. K. Larson fifth. Let's go with the flow in sixth. Checkmate Taylor seventh. Spanker eighth. Mills ninth. And I believe that's Wicked Gatekeeper in 10th.
Thank you to our reporter. You can't hear him exactly right now, but that's on purpose. We do appreciate that. Robbie, I want to hear you say it. I got K Taddy to. I love it when he says it, but bring us to the green flag. Let's hear it. Let's hear you say it, buddy.
Let's rack 'em and stack 'em. Let's go giggity racing, boys.
There we go.
That's right. We're gonna watch us some NASCAR and drink us some beer.
Yeah, definitely are. We got Real Redneck. He's over here. He's cheering for 5th place, guys. So I appreciate you stopping by and showing your support for Larson. And it's definitely, I hope he puts on a good show for you tonight. We got some action heading down the backstretch into turns 3. These guys are 3 wide.
A little early for that with 134 to go, but you got to do what you got to do. Blakey T says car feels good, but he didn't take 4, and that's why he was so loose at the end there, sliding through the grass like that.
Glad you picked that up, Reaper. I was just going to say that. So thanks for Blakey T for joining in, multitasking while he's driving. Look at this. We got a battle for the lead. We got 19 of Titans. We got 37 of NoCo, guys.
In the wall.
Yep, I seen Flo overdrive the corner. I was just hoping he didn't bounce off and take anybody out. I'm glad he gathered it up. As actually the 19 of Titans actually takes the lead over from NoCo. NoCo's in a different spot here. Let's see how he handles second place here.
I'd almost want to be behind NoCo or not in front of him. That's an intimidating black car to see in your rearview mirror. Titans has the talent, just like everybody else here in Gaiety Racing, to hold him off. Let's see if NoCo's got anything for him. They're going back into the corners. Look at that car right there on the high
Blakey
side.
T. Yep.
Yep, he's running the high side, trying to get that momentum, trying to get that run up the corner there, guys.
Yeah, coming out of 4 here on that high side, I mean, your car, it drifts up and up and up, and sometimes you got such a run that you barely scrub that wall, and it just takes all that speed away. As you see, NoCo actually pulls the slide job on Titans. Let's see if Titans can pull the slide job back on him, or if he's just going to be content riding in NoCo's track in second.
NoCo said, I'm up here, I've got points on the line. I'm definitely going to get everything I can. I've got everything right on this. NoCo says, I'm going to try to pull the double.
And Titans, he's trying everything he wants to win, bad, and he's missed some races. He hasn't been here every week. He is a capable cup driver that does usually run fast. He has been aggressive in the past. That's the only thing that we've had an issue with, is trying to tame his aggression level. But so far, in this race, he's looked pretty good here.
NoCo takes the lead again. He's pulling at least 2 or 3 cars right there on Titans.
Bouncing off the wall. Oh, sorry.
Titans not always been there all week or all year, but had some stuff come up. But he's right back, and he says, "Hey, I'm here too, NoCo. I want to prove myself." He already has done a bazillion times, but again, NoCo wants to look at that, plowing a little bit of grass, comes down below that white line, tries to cut a couple tenths off that lap. Titans pulls right back up on the inside. 37 just above the white line. 19 right there on that white line. Pulls right back Kevin. He thinks better of it. Pulls right back in that draft. Titans right there on NoCo's rear bumper, guys. Holy cow, this is great racing.
What about you, Robbie? If you're NoCo right now, do you turn your mirror off and just drive your line, or do you? Oh, as you see, he makes a mistake. What would you do in that situation with the 19 being right there, that close to your bumper?
I'd make sure he'd be sitting in my draft for the rest of the race. That's what I'd make sure he's doing. I'd continue to run my line. I won't change it, and I'll just keep hitting my marks, and it'd be up to him whether he wants to get around me on the high side, around turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4, or you can just sit in my draft until I make a mistake.
Right. I like
We're
that.
sitting here watching Noko up front. He's running that Chevy power. He's got a little bit of that, putting motorsports power under the hood. People don't know it. I built that motor for Noko. He's starting to pull away, guys.
Teddy making a move up into the top 5 underneath Wicked Gatekeeper. I think he's fighting for 5th right now. He's doing a really good job here at Las Vegas, which does not surprise me at all. He's a really good at mile and a halves. Surprised me a little bit that he didn't really struggle in last race. He just got into a lot of incidents. I'm sure he's put down a lot of practice for tonight, as all these drivers have. But I know Teddy, he's like Noko. He puts a lot of time into this, And most
we
of the
did
guys
get to speak just for a couple seconds there for that Kate Taddy with that last race. Unfortunate showing for such a strong car. So Kate Taddy says, I'm going to try to come up here. Always a strong guy. I just feel like Kate Taddy is one of those people who's in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes, and he doesn't actually get to show the full potential of his car. Tonight at Las Vegas, looks like he is.
Well, not only that, if you think about it, sorry mate, if you think about it, during stage 1 he sat at the back, stage 2 he's sitting mid-grid, so it'd be interesting to see what he's going to do here. He's either going to be happy sitting there and just pick on people's mistakes, or he's going to do a push and try and get in the top 3 ready for stage 3.
I think he's going to push everything. He's not going to make any. He don't want to make any mistake and hurt his car, but he would love to get up there in top 3. And see if there's any way he can move on to the next round. And hope some of these guys that did good at Gateway have a little bit of trouble, and get the best stage finishes he can. I believe that would be his strategy.
Following along back here with the black and gold deuce of Mills, he showed his strengths earlier. He ran up front. He ran up front at Gateway. He gave Noko a run for his money, and he ran up front here at Vegas. Pit strategy might be coming into effect for him, but Mills back here looking very strong. Biding that word, we said it earlier. Art, you said it. Roofer, Robbie, you guys both, all three have said it. Patience. Let's see if Mills can work his way back to the front.
Well, he did in the first race. I mean, he had a late second stage accident that would send him to the back of the field. So for him to come up and wind up getting back up front like he did, I mean, it shows a lot of patience and a lot of car control in that situation. But with
Kate the 19 gets really wild right there. Sorry,
yeah, he did, definitely. No, you're good. I think a couple of us actually picked Kate Taddy as the secondary favorite to win this behind, obviously, Noko running up front.
Yeah, in the podcast earlier I did, just because I know, how he did Wednesday night. I ran with him, and he had a stellar car, which customs and defaults are different. But, this is just his type of track,
Something that we haven't mentioned tonight, though, guys, once the field spreads out a little bit, everybody gets into their groove. It is easy to pass here. There is a passing line as we see Kate Taddy and our Wicked Gatekeeper go on the other side of the 19 to Titans right there. But once you get spread out here, guys, everybody maintains their speed. It's hard to catch those people in front of you. Every tenth counts. If they hit the wall, you don't. 19 gets loose. Titans gathers it back up, pulls right behind Wicked Gatekeepers. We're talking. He just lost 6 cars by sliding loose like that. So
good save, though. Definitely a good save.
Oh, great save.
Teddy almost hit the wall, barely touched it, but he's in 4th right now, got a really good run going. If he can catch Buck's draft, I think they can make some progress up on Blakey and Noko up there.
I believe he needs this. He needs to be in the top 3. I'm not too sure how he's doing in the playoffs, but I know he's down somewhere at the bottom, and I think he might be on the verge of actually being kicked out and
redeeming himself.
Right? Yeah.
Kate Taddy, everything to gain, nothing to lose tonight.
We did a default race at Gateway the day before, or even maybe the same day as we did the custom race, and the first time, it just wasn't his cup of tea. He was having a lot of problems, so he was running really good, had a really good car, like I said, just getting in other people's trouble.
Wicked Gatekeeper makes a move to the inside of Kate Taddy, gets him a little loose. Kate Taddy goes to the inside, Titans on the outside of him too, guys. That might have missed Kate Taddy.
Sorry.
Yep. Oh, no, yeah, I just saw that, though. that arrow effect, that side draft, the rear draft, everything comes into effect. It will upset your car.
I think he might be short pitting on stage 2 and splitting it in 2 different stages and splitting it in half and gonna get the best out of his tire wear. He's gonna try to pull the move.
Titans hard into the wall. Sorry guys, as I follow along with him. Hard into the wall, bounces off. Yeah, he came back up onto the track. Good call, RT. I don't think that was deliberate
No
though.
caution, I don't think.
I think he was just trying to hold on for dear life there. Let's hope his Hans device was working, because that's whiplash if it's not. But he's just trying to hold on, bounce back up in front of everybody, gathers it back up, and he's got heavy damage though. So he's coming immediately to pit road. Titans immediately to pit road after that.
Oh, as I seen Checkmate just get into the back of Mills and kind of shove him up the track back here. But
super unfortunate. Still CK Mac K. He got lagged out a little bit early. Following the 24 of RJ Spinney, he was one of my drivers that I picked earlier at the round table. Thought he could pull the double off tonight. RJ Spinney coming to pit lane. Wicked Gatekeeper to come to pit lane. Sphincter coming to pit lane. Guys, we are under green flag pit stops here in Stage 3 Vegas Giggity Cup Racing Playoff.
And I like to see that. You know, green flag pit stops play an important role in a race, you know, just like they do in real life, getting on and off pit road. You know, Kyle Busch makes up a lot of time, you know, getting on and off pit road. So when you have a lot of cautions, you know, that throws the green flag stops out the window. So I'm glad this one's going caution free and we're getting to see those green flag pit stops.
Unfortunately, I'm not a super huge Kyle Busch fan, but when money's thrown at you, I had to go teach his pit crew. So, you know, I was the pit crew coordinator on them, so thanks to put on that also. Man, I'm just all over the place, aren't I?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's you, and we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way, buddy.
I'm not a Kyle Busch fan either, but I've just heard the announcers and stuff say that, you know, he's real hard getting on pit road and he's real hard getting off, and he makes up time that way. And it's a good strategy to have, you know, if you can do it without, you know, like last night I tried to get on Martinsville real hard and spun it. So there's a very fine line, you know.
RJ Smitty makes a smooth entrance back onto the racetrack as KT gets right back around him. Again, everybody here, they follow those lines. A lot of respect. If you bounce off the wall, everybody does everything they can do to keep it off. Coming off a pit lane, RJ Smitty on 4 freshies. K Taddy just a little bit loose on that outside. I don't think I've seen him pit quite yet. But guess what? RJ Smitty's going to try to give him a run for his money and get any points he can too. K Taddy has to make up every point he can because of that unfortunate incident that happened to him numerous times at Gateway, guys.
Well, K-Teddy actually has already hit pit road.
He was the first person to jump on pit road from what I've seen.
I think Smitty did too.
Right. But, you know, he's smart. He said there's no reason for us to run side by side. Let me just back off a little bit. I'll get behind you, Smitty, and I'll draft off of you for a minute. And that's a good strategy because you're going to lose time side by side, and it makes your car handle it not as well. You know, it takes a little air off of you. I want to go through you putting, I know everyone, you know, Noko is most obviously probably the favorite to win, but besides Noko, who do you guys think, after seeing, you know, the laps that we've seen, who do you guys think could possibly pull off the upset and beat Noko here?
I would say I'm going to go with Wicked. If we're not allowed to select Noko as the winner, I would go with Wicked Gatekeeper, or I do believe K Tutty might actually pull something out the bag here. He seems to be running smooth and running well.
Yes, I agree, and I wouldn't count Blakey T out either, because he's really good running them old tires, it seems like. So I would think we're somewhere around probably 15 laps, maybe less, to the end of stage 2. I would think a fuel run somewhere around 17, 18 laps, and these guys probably split stage 2 up in half. So we're probably getting down to, you know, the nitty-gritty here in stage 2, so we'll see how this works out. Noko stayed out several laps longer than some of these guys.
Guys, once again, I can't thank you guys enough for having me in the booth. We got our own over there, Australian Robbie. We have Mr. NP Ruther. Archangel doing some broadcast. Yes, that's me, as if you can't already know. Mr. Puddin's up in the booth. Here I am, guys. We are going cup racing. We are going for points. Thanks for having me up here, especially for that emotional first race. A lot of chips on our shoulders. These guys are still pulling it out. Everybody wants to win tonight. Everybody wants every point they can get. Let's see what happens. $11 to go as the leader we just got from our in-race reporter. Everybody's got enough fuel, they got enough tires who can hold on to them as they wear down. Blakey T holding on to those old tires. He's our current leader.
He's
does he
getting on
have
pit
enough fuel
road
to
right
make it?
now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if he's got enough fuel to make it with 11 to go, Roofer. Go ahead.
I think what he's going to do is try to take 2 tires like he did in the last stage, and we'll see how that plays out. It wasn't too bad of a call in the last stage. We'll see how it plays out this stage.
Blakey T, again, we brought it up earlier. So good on old tires. He is so consistent, and you brought it up too. Throttle control. Let's see how this pulls out for him, guys. As I'm following with RJ Smitty right behind Wicked Gatekeeper. RJ Smitty and Wicked Gatekeeper are following each other tight-knit. RJ Smitty pulling right behind him. In that
Sorry to
draft,
cut
trying
you
to
off
keep
quickly,
that
Puddin, but it's just come up in the comment
ahead.
section. Blakey T has actually received a pit penalty.
Oh, that's super unfortunate for Blakey T. Driving it in. He just... Blakey T. So sad to see him.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I think
Roofer.
he got I think he got a penalty there from as long as he took him on pit road.
Well, if Blakey T would have been drinking Pepsi, not Coca-Cola, he probably wouldn't have had that penalty. But that's an inside joke, guys. Let's just get right back to it, man. That's unfortunate for him. Let's see where he pulls out.
The best time to do it though is in stage 2. At least it wasn't stage 3. He can still recover from that. You know, stage 3, unless a caution comes out, you're not going to recover from a pit speeding penalty.
RJ Smitty still holding tight to Wicked Gatekeeper right there on his bumper on the inside. Mild contact made. RJ Smitty to the inside. Wicked Gatekeeper lets him go. Again, I'm falling back a little bit further here, looking through the pack, seeing where everybody's at. I'll let you guys take it from here. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was a really nice move from RJ Smitty there, taking the inside. I know Wicked Gatekeeper in the 42 got a little bit too wide and sort of bounced off the wall, then come back into RJ Smitty again. But both drivers did really well to recover from that, so great driving, guys.
Most definitely.
Nothing but the best from the best here in Giggity Racing, but there's nobody that is shouldn't be here that shouldn't be. Everybody in Giggity is here for a reason. This is why these are the gold trophy winners, though. That is great handling. We've seen some great recoveries earlier from cars sliding out, Robbie.
Yeah, as we've just heard, there's 6 laps to go, and these guys on this race are doing an absolute fantastic job. I mean, I don't even know where to point the camera. I mean, you got Wicked Gatekeeper with RJ Smitty. I come back here with K-Tatty. He's been running smooth. And lucky enough, Flirt has actually lagged out by the looks of it, which we didn't actually pick up on. So sorry to hear that, Flirt. RKM, he's been quiet all night. Not really seen much of him. I know he suffered a bit of damage earlier, as I can see from his hood there. Go with the Flow seems to be running real smooth tonight on Vegas. Doing a really good job. Spenker, not really heard much from him at all. Noko, well, where is he? He's probably sitting in first place. He's just been riding it out.
Oh, guys, sorry to interrupt you, Robbie. The Wicked Gatekeeper and RJ Smitty, one heck of a move, and we got 00 Buck back here. It makes an inside move. Go ahead, Robbie. I'm sorry. That was some tight racing.
Yeah, it seems that the... Go ahead, Rufo.
Sorry, no. I was wanting to bring something in the chat here. We have a esports pro league driver watching the race, and I wanted to thank him for coming over here and checking us out here at Giggity, Corey Rothroad. Really good driver. Made the esports, did a fantastic job, and I'm glad he's tuning into the race over here at Giggity, man.
That's awesome that we got celebrities watching, future celebrities, if not celebrities. So thank you. Yes, well, we do appreciate that joining in. Guys, we got one heck of a tight-knit battle. They're going in 3 wide. Buck makes the pass. Mills right behind him. RJ Smitty on the inside of Wicked Gatekeeper. Mills still holding on. Guys, I know it's a little bit further back, but man, this is some great races I'm clicking through.
Yeah, this is a familiar sight here. I mean, we've got Buck Racing, Wicked Gatekeeper, RJ Smitty and Mills all running together again, so it's going to be interesting what's going to happen here.
Yeah, we're coming down to 2 to go, and NOCO is looking really smooth here, even though I do think in Stage 3 when the field bunches back up, you know, that they're going to try to make a few more adjustments and see if they can get their car just a little better to their liking to be able to hang on to NOCO there.
Guys, we've got so much intense racing weeks. I'm falling on board with K-Taddy 6369 GRL. That's the Giggity Racing League, if you all don't already know that. He's holding on back here, but he's got a mirror full of a car, getting a little bit loose. K-Taddy looking strong. Flirt still is right there on pit lane. He lagged out. RKM in that 18 car looking very strong, guys. Some of that best racing back there was with Bill's Wicked Gatekeeper, RJ Smitty, and Buck.
That's Taddy's getting loose. He's got to hang. I mean, RKM, sorry, he's got to hang on for one more lap. Actually, that was the end of the stage, so he held on just long enough not to get a lap down. But I did see in the comments that Corey is rooting for the 2, and that's because he drove for Team Penske in the esports this season. So great job, congratulations, man. Glad to tune.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I've
Archangel, if they're going to rack them and stack them, let's let our broadcaster right there, Mr. Archangel Cloud himself. Let's you take us back to the green flag after this one, buddy.
I think you might have fell asleep. I'm sorry I've been quiet tonight, guys. I've just been focusing on the camera angles. Make sure everybody's covered.
One time. It only happened one time, okay?
Well, you're not the only one. I've done it, but I fell asleep during a race, so.
Yeah. No, I had my neighbor knocked on the door, and I actually got a phone call, so I muted my mic for a minute. But yeah, I'll gladly take us back to this restart, and then I'll step away once you guys take over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we stack them back up, pack them back tight. We put these guys back close together because we know it's going to be a fight here as we come down to start this 3rd stage. NOCO in the same similar spot he's been battling in all night up front as they spread out, flying down into turn 1.
Smitty's made his way up there to 2nd place. That's well done from him to work his way up there.
This is a track that's fortunate enough to be wide enough that you can go and make that turn 1 and 2 after you do that restart wide enough to get everybody through there.
There it is. Look, Corey is.
First 8 cars are all single file, basically.
There it is. Corey has said it himself. See if anybody can get that high line working.
Oh yeah, if you can get that high line working, you definitely have an advantage at this track because guys like to dogfight for that bottom, so you can definitely gain a couple spots there by having the freedom to not have to play out somebody else's throttle control.
We're going to change the name of that line. We're going to change it from Larson line to Shin line because I love running high up there and saving my tyres. It's definitely a good line to have, but obviously you can't ride it the whole race because the other guys are going to run the inside.
You guys have heard me say it more than once, guys. I got it tattooed on me.
NOCO
High, wide, and handsome. As NOCO does bump the wall. Good call there, yes. But high, wide, and handsome. Good call, Corey. Let's see if anybody can make this work. Look at these guys. 2, 3 wide. We got Buck on the inside. NOCO out front. RJ Spitty right there with him. Guys, Stage 3 racing points. Wicked Gatekeeper making his point valid. He apparently was watching the broadcast right there and watched Corey, and he was trying to run that high side guys too, guys. Look at this. We have such great, intense racing here.
Yeah, I've called a lot of races in a different league. I'm not going to mention their name, that he has raced in. I believe his name is Bags, and he's really knowledgeable and always fast at these tracks. And he's actually Diesel. Yeah, sorry about that. I got them two mixed up, but he is a awesome guy, and he tries to help people out like NOCO, and help get them faster, and that's what it's all about, man. some of these esports guys like Red 4424, you know, they're not afraid to, you know, help get these guys faster, and I like that. They're not just keeping all the secrets to themselves. They want to see everybody in the Heat community get better.
As we look at that 24 car again, he was my pick earlier at the Giggity Roundtable, right there in second. Not letting Noko in that beautiful 37 car. Love it. Still pulling that again. I can't say it again. Double Enteron right there. He's pulling the black card, but still pulling for his buddy Trout. RJ Spitty still right there in back of him. RJ, then you right behind him. You got Wicked Gatekeeper and Buck, guys. We got a 4-way breakaway for the lead.
They're 4 wide behind Checkmate right now.
Of all things, this doesn't happen very often. You don't want to see Noko in your rear mirror, but if I was Noko, I wouldn't want to see those 3 fast guys in his mirror right now. So Noko's also on the defensive mode, trying to protect his line, keep his lead, show his dominance, but you got 3 fantastic, talented drivers behind him that said, we're coming for this, we're coming for you, Noko.
I think they need to team up together and just stay in a line and maybe, you know, 3 against 1 right now.
Action on the backstretch.
Big trouble. Are they going to save it? The 71, a plant up into the wall. I don't think we're going to get it. Ooh, right in front of Teddy. That was really close.
Taddy, always one of those guys to be strong in that third stage. Like Robbie said, he plays that patience game. He's sticking back, but guess what? Patients are going to run thin, and it's coming out. Look at that, RJ Spitty to the inside, 37. Wicked Gatekeeper to the behind the 37. Noko, 24 of RJ right there. Noko right now. Noko is in second place. We have a change for the lead. How long can that last? How long can RJ Spitty hold on to this? He just got a great drive off of that corner. Wicked Gatekeeper to the outside. Sorry guys, I'm just so excited. I'm trying to keep up with everything. Buck to the inside of him. Holy cow! Take it, please. I'm stuttering.
Well, you almost had a really Teddy was underneath the 88 of Blakey, and Blakey pinched him off, and Teddy had to just get out of the throttle or lose it. Didn't give him no room at all, but he kind of lost the draft there off of that from having to let off just that little hair, and he's going to have to work his way back to get that draft. But these guys up in the front, it might go 2x2, side by side. Oh, Buck gets a little bit loose there. As we got a really big battle, as Smitty has actually gotten in front of Noko now. It's going to be an exciting finish here. These guys are really giving it everything they got now.
Unfamiliar spot for Noko in second place. Makes the dive to the inside of RJ Spitty. He takes that black dot, 37, dives it down on the inside. 24 on the high side. Going to have the momentum. Can Noko make the move? Look at Wicked right behind him. Buck right there with him. Guys, these guys are starting to pull away. Yep, they're starting to pull away from him. 4-car lead, at least 15, 20 cars back. Noko right there still with him, guys. RJ Smitty is now in the most vulnerable position. Noko's gun sights.
And this is what I expected. I've called so many races that sometimes, you know, these default races, it takes a pit stop or 2 or 3 to get your car where you want it. You know, it's not like custom setups where you come out and it's perfect. You know, you got to analyze your car, and like the track changes on NASCAR E4, so you got to keep making changes. And, I mean, they got their cars really handling now to where Noko is not going nowhere. They're actually getting past him as Wicked Gatekeeper makes a move underneath him now, as Buck's peeking as well.
RJ Smitty, as we've all seen the movie, Talladega Nights, he's making that car 5 lanes wide. RJ Smitty being the Jean Girard right there. Noko definitely is playing games, but has to get back up front, not to wear his car out. RJ Smitty in where he wants to be, but not necessarily. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, look at that. Take it, Arch.
It's fixing to be a 7-car race.
Packs right here running three different cars, and well, we got 4 in the front pack. These guys are racing hard. Nobody wants to lose any ground in these leaders, especially coming up this next session's pit stops. We got contact on the backstretch between the 88 and the 2. These guys are running hard, man. This is
that second group. Right, they were catching that top 4 because of how hard that top 4 was running. So that second group of Mills, Blakey, and I believe that's Plant right there. We're catching them, and let's see if they're able to make up that ground.
Well, it's actually Titans back there in that.
Oh, that's Titans. Yep, sorry.
Making an inside move though.
That's being led by K Taddy.
making an inside move. Sorry to interrupt you there, Arch. Noko makes a dive for the inside. RJ right there. Buck right on Noko's rear end. Going to give him the bumper. Is this using RJ Smitty's car up? He does not want to be here. Noko makes the position. They come down. He's below the white line. Saves a couple tenths going down the front straightaway. RJ Smitty to the outside. Noko on the inside. Buck on right
Smitty
there.
hit the wall,
Wicked.
sorry.
Wicked still with him. My guys, this is intense. Noko to the lead.
Yep. As RJ Smitty holds off Buck there for second, he did lose a little momentum, scraping that outside wall, but he come down and took Buck's line as they're. I mean, anybody's ball game right now. 3 wide behind him. Smitty almost hit the grass. Looks like he's getting a little bit loose. Buck hits him. Oh,
Buck to the inside of Wicked gatekeeper. Buck to second place. Wicked holding on the outside line. This track wide enough. Getting that momentum. Keeping that hammer down. Wicked still holds his gate. But all they're doing is fighting for position. And now this is giving a chance for Noko to pull away. Can anybody pull him back in? Wicked to second place. Buck to third. RJ to fourth. Buck and RJ are definitely trying to fight for position right now. Look at that. This is not what you want to do. Give Noko clean air.
Right. This is exactly what Puddin wants to see in his mirror. He said, "You guys fight it out right there. I'm gonna walk off these couple.
No. I don't want to see that in my rear mirror. No.
Well, that's what Noko wants to see them back there.
Cooling tires down.
Yep.
But look at this.
You've been having to run hard.
Robbie Arch, we all know Wicked Gatekeeper too. We know he can push a car. We know he can handle onto it. Do you think he can hold on long enough to keep up with Noko, but hold these guys behind him? Because he's got RJ Smitty and Buck behind him as he goes high.
I think he can. I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but if he can get to this next pit stop, doesn't lose too much ground on the exchange, I think he'll have a real good advantage of being back out front and being able to run his race. Right now, his race has been smooth.
Robbie, this is exactly what Reefer wants to see these guys. Noko wants to see behind him racing, but at the same time, he has not been able to pull far enough away to get a comfortable enough pit strategy. Do you think these guys are going to pit with Noko when he decides to pit, if he decides to pit?
I think what Noko's doing now, he's talking to his team, he's saying, come on boys, let's do it for Trout. You got to remember, Trout is a Team Noko member. You got Team Noko in first, you got Team Noko in third and fourth. So come on boys, Team Noko, let's go.
That is definitely true. Again, everybody racing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They all want to freaking pull this off for our man Trout out there. Look at that though. RJ Smitty
to the high side.
Yeah. RJ Smitty said, "Hey, I'm still here." And if you guys remember from that roundtable conversation earlier, I said,
Wicked Gatekeeper Smitty. Yep,
Wicked Gatekeeper. Go ahead, take it, Roofer.
That could have been disastrous right there, but nice save by Wicked and Smitty. Definitely not what they want to do because Noko would have walked off. But right now, man, the whole top 7 is within probably a second and a half of each other. Really close racing, unlike we've seen at Gateway and Stage 1 and Stage 2, good to see.
Rupert Arch, Robbie, this is what Noko wants to see, but at the same time, not at the same time, because if these guys team up, they can catch him.
Well, and in Noko's situation right now, I mean, teaming up, he's got 2 of his 3 guys behind him, so I'm pretty sure he don't have to worry about that. Right now, they're just worried about making as far in the stage as they can and being as clean as they can. I know that was a nice little scare, a great save by everybody there. Keep it going straight and keep this racing this close and this clean, man. It's nice to go caution-free.
Team on team crime. Who's going to pull this out? Noko always looking strong. Noko looking for that double tonight for his buddy, A Trout. We know he's out there watching, guys, but these other people behind him still want to be able to say, hey, I did it also.
Just getting the bumper, but he got into the wall. Oh, man. Oh, and then he gets into the... Oh, man. He saves it, though. Good. That was good for him.
That was a big hit.
Yeah.
This is the intensity that I always look for from Gauge Racing. Even with NASCAR not being on Sundays, knowing that I can watch this 4, 5, 6 days a week, I stand up, I pace, I walk back and forth.
Hits a 2.
Look at that.
Blakey's around. Hard hit. Blakey is spinning. Is he going to collect anybody else? Is a caution going to come out?
Buck, a
As
guy
K Caddy is on pit road, hopefully it stays green so he don't get lapped here.
they're passing
It's going to
pit
stay
lane right
green.
now.
Everybody's getting on pit road.
We're watching
Hopefully
Noko.
Blakey gets it down this time and does not get another speeding penalty. He was able to recover from that speeding penalty last time. Hopefully he can not be a good time this time to do it. You can tell guys are tires are really fading because they're really getting loose off right now as the 42's getting on pit road.
Noko,
this is one of the
Buck,
times where you gotta
RJ, Mills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, Arch. Take it.
Well, I was just say this is one of the times where you gotta think about whether you're gonna keep losing more ground with old tires, or if you're gonna drop off and try and get an advantage on these guys and try and gain some ground where they're still stuck out here doing this. My preference is I like to short pit a little bit. I'll stop a couple laps early depending on fuel strategies and stuff like that, because I can always save a lap or two of gas, but I cannot save a lap or two of time if I lose control of my car.
That's right. Or the
I
damage you're
used
going
to
to
be
get.
one of those short pitters also, but one thing that I have learned being up here in the broadcast booth with Giggity, watching the Xfinity, watching these Cup guys, I have learned a lot. If anybody wants to give Noko that chance, they pit with him. Don't give him that advantage. Don't give him any chance. Pit with him and keep the pressure on him. Noko not having a lot of pressure on his shoulder, but not showing any release right now. He's doing very good with everybody that's still on his bumpers. We see RJ Smitty coming to pit lane. We got Noko, we have Buck, and Mills still running 1, 2, 3, guys.
Blakey has got heavy damage. He was, I think him and Titans made contact from what I see in the chat. He was not very happy. I didn't see the incident. I just know that that's probably going to take him out of the running for the win.
I think it might, but I think it all still stems from when Smitty hit the wall, because Smitty was backing up through the field.
Noko to pit.
Noko,
Buck right
he almost
behind
had
him.
he saved it getting on pit road, but he almost, I mean, he had his hands full. It was shooting to the left, it was shooting to the right, and he got it back straight.
I'm following both of these guys right now. I'm following on board with Noko, but being Buck with right there behind him, following that same pit strategy. They are going to share pit boxes of 1 and 2 behind each other. I'm going to see how each other comes out and if anybody got a penalty. I don't think anybody did, but we're going to play this out. But your leader's to pit road right now, guys.
Well, as I'm sitting here watching K-Taddy, he's being pressured by Spenker 24, I believe. And they're running tight. He's all over the back of K-Taddy as we get to the end of this tires.
Spanker is someone we haven't talked much about, but Spanker is actually he's a really talented young man. I believe he's like a 16, 17-year-old. I mean, he's a really younger guy, but he's always fast. He's really good at customs as well, and just a great competitor, you know. On my screen, Taddy has some damage, but that could just be from an earlier incident. I don't know if you know, if he has any problems right now, or if it's just from an earlier incident. Let's hope it's from an earlier incident, because he has a really good car tonight and a really good run going, so it looks like it's handling well.
As we see Mills coming off the pit lane, Noko right behind RJ Smitty. Right behind him is the 00 of Buck. They had exactly the same pit times. There are no injury. No, excuse me, guys. I'm so excited. I'm starting to stutter. This is exciting. Buck right behind him, though. Behind Noko. Noko behind
Titans
RJ Smitty.
and Wicked up
the
there are starting to walk away a little.
RJ Smitty's on a couple laps of older tires, guys. So, and it looks like Noko's going to try to make the pass on RJ Smitty in the outside. Buck's going to try to keep up with him, though. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited.
He's going high. He's going low. He is trying to get around him because he wants to get up there with Wicked Gatekeeper and Titans. As he has to let off a little bit because the 24, I mean, he's giving him room. He don't want to shoot up in front of him, but...
And just as you were saying that, Spenker took the inside on K-Taddy, and it seems like K-Taddy got into the wall a bit.
Yeah, he got into the grass and just went into the pits. Oh, man, it's unfortunate. He had a really great car.
Guys, I normally don't stutter over myself during a broadcast, but this is getting so intense right now that I apologize, man. Things are getting really close.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Taddy had an incident, and I don't know if he lagged out or just was, aggravated after the what happened at Gateway. I just feel bad for the guy because he's a, great CEO here at Giggity and had a really great race going, man. 4th place at one time, and that's bad to see for him.
And
Yeah,
Taddy
that
is
is,
one of the
man.
ones that made Giggity what it is, and not the only one. There is many, many, many people. Everybody out there in YouTube land, everybody watching, everybody out there has made Giggity what it is. All the administrators, K Taddy being involved in one of them, they'll have made it what it is, and that's why there's a name out there that's so respected.
You would be surprised, Puddin', if it was 8 guys, literally 8 guys that we ran with each. We just wanted to race. We ran trucks, one night, and then we ran Xfinity another night, and then we'd run Cup another night, and it was just because there was 8 guys that was comfortable racing with each other. Season 2, it went to about 12 to 20 guys, and then all of a sudden it just blew up to now we got over 100 and something guys on our roster, and it's just 200, over 260 subscribers. Everybody's beating the doors down to get me Giggity. It's been it's been a blessing because it's just great racing, and you've got a brotherhood that, unlike any other league I've ever been in, it's I've been in some good leagues too, and it just wasn't had that tight, close bond like we have here at Giggity. It's good to see. His Noco right now is looking underneath Titans. He's trying to get that lead back, and it looks like he might pull it off. Titans is running that high line. Let's see. I don't know. I like the low line here. I know you get a good run off, but you can get a really good run on that bottom. It's going to be a drag race down the backstretch, and Noco pulls it off. Now you got Wicked. I mean, look at Buck. The top 5 is literally all in contention for this win. We have to be getting close to the final laps here. And do not count Buck out, guys. He has just caught up to the draft, and his car is clean as a whistle. And the boy, he's a younger guy as well, and he's really super talented driver as well. This is going to be a great race to the finish here. Spanker goes high, lets these guys get around. Almost come down into Smitty. That was close.
Not bad.
Whew, that was close. So some of these guys, a higher slider works really well on the short run, but then on the longer run, it chews your tires up so fast you start getting really loose off, and I think Noco, that's why he does so good at these tracks, because he runs them lower sliders and he knows what adjustments to make with the wedge and the tape and the tires. That gives you the same speed as running the higher tires, but you don't have the tire wear that the higher tires give you. They're really battling back here for second, Titans and Smitty. This is a great race, one of the best I've seen in a long time as Titans and Smitty make contact. As Wicked's thinking about making it 3 wide. Oh man, it is 3 wide. This is getting wild, guys.
Every time you watch a Giggity Racing League race, you think that you can't get any closer or tighten it, and then guess what? You watch
42
the
and a
next
24 make contact, but it didn't hurt anybody. They saved it. Wicked bounced off the apron and come up into the 24, but they were able to hang on to it.
Great driving right there to hold on to them 2 cars.
Yes, that shows you the skill these guys have. You're running really high speeds at Las Vegas, and it's really easy to lose it, and to be able to hang on to it, because you could hear the lick, how hard it was over the microphone through the broadcast even. But right now, Noco's in the catbird seat because these guys are battling for second so hard that he can kind of, he's got the clean air and can kind of dictate the pace and decide how much tires he wants to use or save at this point.
Well, that's the thing. This tire managed to maintain that whole first stage, and how he really brought home the first race is being able to run his line. His line is normally the most preferred line, the smoothest line. And if you want to learn how to manage your equipment, that's a guy that you want to really learn from right there. He's
Exactly.
managing himself into another win probably right here.
I mean, do y'all agree with? I mean, y'all have raced NASCAR Heat 3 and NASCAR Heat 4. On
Oh,
Heat 3, you could go all out lap after lap after lap and not have to worry about the fall off of the tires. But as soon as I bought Heat 4, I think I went to Atlanta and was like, all right, you know, and within 5 or 6 laps, my tires were down to like 60%, and I'm sitting here like, what am I going to do? What's wrong? And I just realized that's the way they made the game. And do you guys like it like that, or do you guys like it the way it was on Heat 3 to where you could just go, oh, hard contact,
Oh,
19,
oh
24,
no!
42.
oh,
Our second, third, fourth in place guys just all got contact, and I don't know if we're going to get a
wow.
caution, guys. Yes, we
Well,
do
that
get a
is not what
caution.
Noko wanted to see.
No, definitely not. That's going to bunch them all back up, and they're going to have to rack them and stack them, and some of these guys that were out of the race are back in the race.
I'd just like to do a quick shout out to Cash Boss. Welcome to the channel, dude, and it's good to see you here. Been wondering where you've been all night.
Always appreciate having you stop by, buddy.
Yes. Thanks everybody for tuning in, man. This is awesome to see. Some people, you know, we got 13 viewers right now. We got Pro League drivers watching. This is just awesome to see. To be
Pro
honest,
League
guys,
drivers, if anybody's out there watching, I raced my motorcycle at Mid-Ohio. If you ever have a motorcycle team.
Yeah, we know.
It's an inside joke for Robbie Vince. It was an inside joke for Robbie Vince.
Alright, time
Say,
to rack
go
them and
ahead.
stack them. Here we go. Let's
There
go,
we go,
boys.
baby.
We got Team Noco 1, Team Noco 2, and Wicked Gatekeeper. He seems to be sitting at the back now, so he's not going to be too pleased with that result.
Well, I think he had the most damage, so that definitely held his pit stop up a little bit longer than the rest of these guys.
Smitty as well. His collar's really wadded up. That's why I believe he's in the back. But look at RKM. He's been in the back all night. And now he's up to third or fourth. Let's see if anybody gives him some respect, and because that's the way he drives everybody.
Plant is around on the back stretch with somebody else. Can't tell who else is back there. Then.
This would be a great job by RKM if he's able to hold on to this third place finish. As you can see, Titans around the 19. He was gotten to the grass and lost it. He's spinning on the front stretch there. I believe that could be his race. He's parked. He's hoping for the caution to come out, but it is not going to happen. We see you, buddy. Just back it on up. It's not going to come out.
Man, this is tight racing.
Ooh.
As we come down to the end of this. Yeah, that was definitely sketchy right there. I didn't like looking at that.
Guys, I'd just like to apologise for me being a little bit quiet tonight. You know, it's kind of late over here and I'm getting a little bit tired, but just focusing on these camera angles here and making sure everybody's getting coverage.
You're in Connecticut. It can't be that far off.
I'm not in Connecticut.
Oh, that's right. Australia. My
I'm
bad.
not in Australia. I'm in England. You idiot. Anyway, back to
Again,
the race here,
once
guys.
Yeah. Just like, let's get back to the racing. Robbie Vince, when he comes over to the States, is going to smack me upside the head with a flip flop.
Yeah, I
We
can't
have
wait to
such
come
a-
over to the States this year.
Robbie Vince, his theme song. Here I am. I'm coming to America.
Sorry, guys. My mic is actually going dead. I charged it for a second, so it might go dead again. What do you guys think about that move there by the 19? I do not understand if he was going to back out, why he didn't do it immediately. Do you think he was sitting there hoping a caution was coming out, or...
I think he
It
was
was just
hoping
really
maybe that his
confusing.
wheeler, his controller was going to hold out. Sometimes you don't want to do that to competitors. He might have known it was dying or something, so we don't know exactly what's
Right.
happening, but I don't think he did it intentionally. I think he might have been hoping it was going to pull out, but something we can bring into
Yeah,
post-race, but let's keep going.
88 and a 42 make contact. I know Blakey is actually, he was happy to
Four
see
wide.
that caution because
Nose
he
on the
wasn't.
bottom.
Yeah, I guess him and the 19 had made contact earlier, and he thought his race was over. Now he's back in it.
Are
Because
you, Smitty, if you're
I
out
am
there
really impressed with RKM right now. If you can hear me, brother, you keep the pedal to the metal, buddy. This is your third place to get. I want to get you up here in the booth, brother.
Well,
I,
Cam's definitely the guy that benefited most from that caution because we've seen him smack that wall quite a few laps before, and it looks like he just steadily been losing ground. So him getting to get in there, get some fresh rubbers, and repair that damage is definitely giving him a second breath of wind in this race.
Yes, most
I'd
definitely.
love to talk to RKM, but at the same time I don't because I don't want to hear the dirty words he has to say to me.
Oh, the 20 around. Oh,
Gosh,
K.
look at
Larson in
that.
the 8 got into the 20.
Noko does not need to see this.
I don't know
RJ
if we're going to...
Smitty was my pick for this race in the first race, just sitting there in second. He wants to see this, but Noko does not want to, guys.
While we're under caution, I'm going to charge my mic for a few more minutes. You guys can take it over.
I'll give it to Robbie and Arch. Have at it.
Well, what an untimely caution this is for the front runners. It looked like RJ Smitty had finally pulled himself away from that pack, and Noko was definitely clear. This is definitely going to be a game changer here, as I think we're within the final 15 laps of the race. Guys have been aggressive all night. I really hate to see guys go and overcharge this in the last restart with all the points and everything that's on stake.
Fake news.
So
I think that's actually the end of the race. Yeah, that's actually the end of the race. Noko has won both Gateway and Vegas.
Back-to-back sweeps for Noko this week in the customs and the sliders.
I didn't know you guys had fake news in Australia, Robbie.
Oh, you can beat him up, mate.
Oh dear.
Congratulations to Noko, man. We had for pulling off the double. We had great racing all night, and guess what? We had a little bit of a point shake-up, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. To give us a couple minutes, let us dial it in, and we're going to let you know who's in and who's out for the Cup Giggity Racing Points Championship. But man, we had some intense racing all night.
I'm going to start trying to invite our top three. I'm going to try and get Smitty in here. I'm going to try and get Noko.
I can tell you what, tensions are boiling over in the chat. I'm not mentioning any names, nothing like that. But tensions are really boiling over in the chat because we expect a little bit more out of our Cup drivers. They should not only be fast, but you should be able to give guys respect and be clean.
Hey, Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do the kangaroo bop?
Oh, kangaroo song, kangaroo song.
G'day, mate. Get yourself a free wallaby. There you go. Now leave me alone.
Oh man, hey, that's a good time.
Again, guys, we're just doing a little filler time, a little inside joke. But yes, we're going to get
came in third with them.
we're going to get everybody up here that finished on our podium. The points will be updated.
1 second, please, guys. Whoever's got the broadcast playing in the background, can you please turn the volume down? And Noko, have you got your voice on? Always allow.
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second. I'm going to rejoin the lobby. Can you send me another invite? For some reason. Oh, no, we're good now. It's fixed.
Okay.
Their mics were flashing. What's up, guys? We did it. Did it for Trout, baby.
No way!
Good job, buddy. Really impressive.
Nice.
No,
man.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I owe you another $5. You called it. You said you were going to pull the double off tonight. Congratulations, man. And I know how much it meant to you, especially during the first race and after the first representation that you guys did for Trout. So congratulations, man.
Man, I appreciate that, guys. Looks like we had a bunch of viewers tonight, which, I mean, we appreciate that for Trout, man. This was for him. I wanted these. I didn't care if I won it, my team won it. I just wanted to make sure he knows that he's sorely missed. And we brought the 37 car back to victory lane, back-to-back, 4 in a row now. Let's go.
Can I ask you one quick question, and I'll give it to everybody else?
What's up?
Did you intentionally leave the 37 black? A little bit for you and a little bit for Trout?
I did. I told my guys, I said, I gotta drive a black one. Black's my car, and the one car is mine, and I definitely try to hold that banner proud for Chip Ganassi. And man, I don't know, it was just a lot of fun tonight. It was a lot of good racing. I don't know if we had some issues there on a couple of restarts in Vegas, but I mean, tempers are flaring, and I mean, pretty normal. You know, it's playoff time, and I don't know, man. I'm extremely grateful. I don't know. I'm speechless, man. It's just I don't know. I'll let you take it away.
Congratulations, though. You called it earlier in the inaugural Giggity Racing League roundtable. You said you were going to do it. Nothing but the best. Awesome for you.
Well,
You got the
to be
points you
fair,
needed, and
I
of
didn't pick
everything
myself.
else. Um,
I
I
didn't
do.
pick myself.
I got to talk to RJ Smitty though, real quick, because after this, because he was my pick. So I just want him to know that. Everybody, let
Well,
him know that RJ was my guy. But
well, you guys talk to me, man. He ran a really awesome race. He was right there at the end, like he always is. But I'll let you guys talk to him because
no, no,
I
no,
know
no,
he
no.
probably has some stuff to deal with.
I'll give it to the other guys, Noko. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great job, Noko.
Man,
During the podcast earlier, I could tell you wanted it. You had your mindset, and dude, that's just great job, man.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've been putting a lot of work in on Heat 4, and I've been trying to get better. And I think tonight, really shows that I feel like I've reached a new plateau, and I have more goals that I want to reach, and I'm definitely so thankful for all the viewers and everybody everybody in the Giggity Racing League, and especially Midnight. Me and Trout run at Midnight. We appreciate the support from all the leagues tonight that did the 3-wide salute for him. I mean, that gave me chills, man, and that was really impressive. And I'm so thankful for all those drivers that showed up, and it just shows you that the NASCAR Heat 4 community, I mean, it runs deep, man. There's a lot of good drivers, and when something happens, we're fierce competitors on the track, but everybody's there to have each other's back, which is really cool.
Robbie.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was just doing some reading. So Noko, let's go through Gateway. It seems like you was on the rails from the get-go. You was just focused straight away. If whoever's got the broadcast in the background can turn the volume down, please.
Yeah, I mean, Gateway's not a track that I like, but for some reason I figured it out, and it really suits my driving style. I like those technical tracks like Dover and Richmond, Gateway, Darlington. It's right up my wheelhouse, and I really like them. I don't know. It's just the track sucks itself for the Cup cars, but for some reason I just know how to get around there, and it's just an awesome night, man. I know there are some issues on the track with some drivers, but I'm speechless right now, guys. I'm wore out. I'm speechless. My arms hurt. Man.
You need to go grab yourself a cold, refreshing Pepsi.
Yes, a Pepsi. Thank you, Blakey T. I'll take a Pepsi. I'll be calling you up for like a 6-pack. Be calling you for a 6-pack, partner. Yes, sir.
I haven't got a lot to say really, apart from hell of a team captain, hell of a race tonight. You've done Trout proud, you've done your whole team proud, you've done the league proud, you've done the Cup Series proud as well, by the way that you raced, and we're all proud of you, dude, and congratulations.
Thank you. It means a lot, guys. I appreciate that, and I definitely hope Trout was watching, or he goes back and reviews the footage, comes in the chat. I can't wait for him to come back, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just so thankful. It was a good fight. We definitely had a close battle there coming to the wire, and then we had a couple cautions come out at Vegas, but that kind of happens. It's racing, but for the most part, man, I'm just real proud of my team. They put all the work in, and they make me look really good, and they make my job really easy. So, I mean, shout out to all those guys, because they're the best teammates I could ever have.
Congratulations, Noko. I know I've spoke to you a couple times, and I know these guys want to talk to you again too, but trying to keep it down to a minimum.
I can't hear Arch. I'm not sure why I can't hear him.
Oh, I haven't been saying nothing. I've just been sitting here waiting on you guys, and just letting you get your congratulations in and stuff. Your race definitely was not made easy. As Smitty, man, you gave him a heck of a run for his money on multiple occasions, especially in that restart where you were able to get back out in front of him. So congratulations on the 4 in a row for you in the last couple races, and great showing for you and Smitty, and great race, guys. That was awesome to watch, man. It was really, really good battling. You guys did a great job.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You know, and we got a lot of talent in here, man. And these races don't come easy. I say it all the time, but I mean, it's the truth. It's hard to win. It's hard to get out front, and it's hard to be consistent. And you have to have all that. You know, that has to be the formula. I mean, if you can do that, limit mistakes, I mean, you're going to win races. And I always preach that to my guys. Limit the mistakes. Speed will come.
Well,
Put
you
yourself
definitely
in the
make it look
position at the end.
easy, and it's not as easy as he makes it look. Believe us, we try to keep
No.
up with him all the
Yeah.
time.
That's the darn truth.
It's just a testament to the league, man. I mean, we have a lot of depth in the league, and it's getting better, and it's grown exponentially since season 1. And I'm just so thankful for everything and all the well wishes, and you guys make this league. You guys are the league. Nobody, not one. It's not just one person. It's everybody.
Well, that's a testament to everything that we did before pre-race today. I mean, it shows you it takes a lot of people to put this on, man. So thanks for putting on a good show for us and for Trout, man. Noko did it, man. He went out there, he did you right, and congratulations, buddy, on a great night.
Appreciate it, man.
We're going to let you go, Noko, let you go relax and chill out. And we're going to bring it over to Blakey, see what he has to say about tonight's races. But well done, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for doing this for us and taking time out of your night to broadcast the races. And I hope we put on a show for you.
As
Thank you,
always,
buddy.
you did. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. And hashtag do it for Trout, baby. We did it. 37 to victory lane. That's right.
Woo!
Good job, buddy.
Real quick, the only thing I have to say to Blakey T is Pepsi. I do want to talk to RJ Spitty here in a minute, but y'all can have after. You can tear Blakey T apart. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Arch, do you want to take it first? Okay, I don't think Arch is about. So, Blakey, let's go through Gateway. What was your mindset after doing the salute? Going into Gateway. How did the first few laps feel for you? And after the first couple of stages, how did you feel?
Pepsi.
I didn't get to run a salute. I was late. I just got home and ran Gateway. And I just kind of want to stay out of everybody's way. I'm not in a playoff, so there's not really no point for me to be aggressive. And a lot of people just, I guess I went my way towards the end, and I don't know, man. It definitely didn't end well for me there at the end. I got loose and hit the rumble strip, but yeah, that's just how it goes, I guess. Wasn't the strongest finish I've had, but it's okay.
Well, Vegas, you turned out pretty good at Vegas, and you had a good race there. Going from Gateway to Vegas, how did that feel? Did you feel relieved that it was a more open track, and the racing was a bit better?
I know Puddin, he loves his Pepsi, but I definitely liked Vegas. I know how to run Vegas more than I do Gateway. I don't really have too much to talk about right now. I'm kind of got a lot on my mind, but we had fun. Just good times, I guess. Good times.
Yeah,
Blakey T, I want to say something real quick. I know you and I always banter back and forth. You are a good friend of mine, and I reiterated numerous times tonight on the broadcast. You are super amazing on old tires.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Well, a lot of practice, but I don't know. I got to go review the footage. I definitely just like I said, I got a lot I got to deal with right now. But other than that, I had fun racing tonight. It was a good time. Glad you guys decided to do the broadcast like always. But other than that, I had a good finish, but I got a couple.
You're always a fan favorite, Blakey T, and we can't wait to see.
I don't know about that.
Well, you are, and we can't wait to see what you can bring to Giggity Racing and your first full season next year. So, thank you, Blakey T. You're still, we're still thinking of you, buddy. And good race tonight, man.
Good job, Blakey.
Appreciate that, guys.
Great job,
Hey,
man.
congratulations, buddy. Sorry, guys, I got
Congrats.
a child to deal with.
Yeah, all right then, buddy.
No problem.
If you guys don't mind, RJ Smitty, you in there?
Yep.
Now, Archangel put together a great Giggity Racing League roundtable earlier. I don't know if you heard, this is Puddin'. You were my pick for both races.
Oh.
And you took that 24 to the front and tried to hold it up there. How difficult was it to maintain with the leaders? Because, like I said, you were my commentator pick for the night.
It wasn't too bad, like, maintaining with them. It was really hard to pass at all, but I mean, as long as you kept the draft, you were pretty much gonna stick with them no matter what. But being surrounded by NOCO racers, you know, that makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. How did you feel? Because like you had Team NOCO to the front, Team NOCO to your right, and Team NOCO behind you. So I can imagine that bum of yours was twitching a little bit.
I felt surrounded.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you ran a really good line with those cars so close to you. You ran such a good race, it was unreal. So well done.
Thank you.
Very well done, RJ.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job, Smitty. That was a really good drive, man.
Thanks,
You
man.
owe, by the way, you owe me $5 because I owe Noco $5 because I put $5 on you. So therefore, you owe me that $5.
That is your first mistake.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Congratulations on a great night, man. You ran a great race.
Thanks,
Put on a
man.
show, dude. That was one of the more exciting races I've ever seen at any league race I've ever watched. That was. Puddin was tripping over his words. I was tripping over my words. It was getting so exciting.
I want to say thank you for everybody that participated in the salute tonight. That was insane.
Yes, it was.
That was crazy, especially being mid-pack of all that.
That definitely raised goosebumps. And
I was glad I was on the high side. It was easy just to stay up against the wall. I wouldn't want to have been in the middle row.
And no, that's where I wanted to go, the bottom or the top.
All right, I just stayed right up there around the wall, bud.
Yeah, but that was awesome. That was,
Yeah.
I think we had 38 cars out there.
Yep. We would have had 40, but we had to kick a couple guys to make room for the broadcasters. So, I mean, that's how many people wanted a part of it. Yep.
Right.
And it wasn't just Giggity either. I mean, we had guys from all kinds of leagues. That's what makes it even better, you know.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see everybody come together at a time like this with the situation that's happened, and that's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
RJ,
Trout,
keep
if you're
up the good
watching
work,
it all,
man.
you know, I hope you get back to racing soon, because it just ain't the same without you.
There you go.
For sure.
We appreciate that, buddy. So, Andre Smitty, we're going to let you go relax, and we're going to end the stream very shortly. I'm going to get put in to do the outro, but great driving tonight, dude.
All right,
I
thank
do
you,
want
man.
to give our 5th place finisher just because he rode in the back all night and then ended up getting RKM, man. Great job if you're listening out there. Great job to get back up there 5th at the end of the race, buddy.
So, I'll hand it over to Puddin. Puddin, if you could do the outro for us and end the stream. And before he does that, I just want to say thanks to everybody who watched tonight. Thanks to everybody who took part in the salute. Thanks to everybody that's donated money to help out Trout. I'm sure he appreciates it so much. Thank you.
And even if you couldn't donate, the guys that shared, even, man, it's awesome how the Heat community comes together in times and needs like this.
Yeah.
It's truly impressive.
Over to you, Puddin.
Words of wisdom from MP Roofer and Australian Robbie. This is Puddin. Hey, Trout, this night was for you. Thank you for what you've done for us. I hope we could pay you respects back. Great racing by everybody. Intense racing by everybody tonight. And as always, y'all, I'm going to cut it short. But as I always say, be safe.